Today I wanted to share with you one of the many things I learned at an early age. And this is actually the art of not expecting anything in return. It became my mantra to a less anxious, less stressful, less angered, no disappointments, and other negative emotions. And I hope you will learn to, adopt this concept to your life as well. Um, well, first of all, let's define what is expectations. Expectations is defined as the act of expecting or looking forward or anticipating. This can also be defined as a prospect of future good or profit. And it's also defined as the degree of probability that something will occur if you um, now if you sum up all these definitions, it boils down to one thing, and that is result. Now, all our action towards another person requires result, and that result is what we call expectations. So, say for example, as simple as doing a favor to a friend, that is your action. Receiving appreciation is the result we are expecting. So, as I said, yung expectations, every actions na ginagawa natin, it requires or we actually require result, which is basically normal. Now, where is the expectations comes in? Is it really bad to expect anything in return? Hindi naman talaga, normal naman talaga that we expect anything in return from everyone. But the question is, paano kung hindi na-meet yung expectations mo? Then you get to be disappointed, you feel upset, you feel anxious, and then suddenly yung mga negative emotions mapapasok. Then you question things like, bakit ganun? Deserve ko naman to. Deserve ko naman na ma-reward or maibalik yung actions ko. Negative na nga emotions mo, the more na na-amplify pa yung negative emotions mo and your disappointments kasi na-heightened yung expectations mo from people. Now, paano nga ba, Tony, how to learn this expectations problem? Yung kumbaga parang paano ba matututunan yung mag, how to learn to expect less from other people. Yung nangyari siya sa akin, it became a mind conditioning. There are a series of events that happened to me, and it started with when I was back home in the Philippines. I have a boyfriend at that time, and he works in a bank in Green Hills. Wala pang mobile phone noon. Ang meron lang landline at saka pager. I hope yung mga nakikinig dito, alam nila kung ano yung pager. Maliit lang siya na monitor. Anyway, yun lang yung mode of communication at that time. Tapos ako gigil na gigil, galit na galit ako all the time, every day. I felt really upset kasi yung boyfriend ko hindi tumatawag during lunchtime, hindi ko nalalaman kung ano yung ginagawa niya and all. Then my dad get really, really irritated with me. Sabi niya, actually, sabi ng dad ko, why am I being silly when literally every night naman my boyfriend will travel all the way to Green Hills to my place in QC to be with me for dinner. Ano pa daw ba ang gusto ko? Why do I demand so much? Baka daw pagsimulan pa ng away. Totoo naman, mapagsisimulan nga talaga ng away yon kasi nga I'm being demanding, I'm being toxic already, and I'm being really silly. And kasi ang alam ko, ang expectations ko sa boyfriend ko, gano'n naman talaga dapat pagka-boyfriend, 'di ba? Your boyfriend should actually communicate with you all the time. Minsan nga malala eh, magtatanong ka pa ng, saan ka? Sige nga, send ka ng picture para malaman ko kung nasan ka. Gano'n tayo kabaliw, gano'n tayo ka-expect sa mga taong nasa paligid natin. But along the way, um, natutunan ko talaga yung mind conditioning. So the next day, sabi ko, sige nga, no expectations. Kung tatawag siya. Kung hindi, di hindi. So I started doing that. Hanggang sa parang na-relax ako the next day, the following day. Sabi nga nila, it takes 21 days to form a new habit. So after 21 days, parang hindi lang siya 21 days. For half of my life, natutunan ko na siya really not to expect anything in return. But then again, along the way, meron ako mga na experience na validate yung bakit nga ba talaga hindi ka dapat nag expect sa mga tao or bakit kailangan i-lower mo yung expectations. Number one, I became aware of my expectations. Lahat tayo, we have different expectations. Expectations sa family is different. Expectations sa boyfriend or sa personal relationship nyo is different. You have different expectations to your friends. You also have different expectations to your colleague. Ako sa colleague ko or sa staff ko, I have couple of staff that I manage. Ang wala akong expectation sa kanila. I always remind them to focus on their job description, that they have to work based on their job description. Um, they have the responsibility to work for that. They have the responsibility and work based on the company's visions and mission statement. So yung mga tardiness, yung mga professional behavior, yung mga output na ganyan, hindi ko yan ini-expect sa kanila. Ang lagi kong ini-insist sa kanila, you work based on your what is expected of you by the company. I don't have that expectations, they don't work for me. So, pag halimbawa hindi sila nagbe-behave properly, that's when I call them out. But I call them out not because I expect them to do a great output, but I call them out and remind them, eto actually yung responsibility mo sa company, eto yung expectations mo sa patients mo and all. So try to work that way para mas maganda yung ano mo, yung work mo. Then I don't have any less disappoint I don't have any expectations. I am less disappointed sa mga actions ng staff ko. So yun yung isa sa mga natutunan ko, yung you have to recognize or be aware of your expectations sa mga tao. The other thing that I encounter along the way is yung paggamit ng word na should. Um, should the word should brings forth expectations. Example, um, I expect that Zara will be on time today. I expect my uh, um, yung example na my boyfriend should have been more malambing. Zara should have been more careful with what he tells me. Zara should be more uh, considerate or should be more understanding. Yung paggamit ng word na should, merong expectations agad yon. But what if we change the word should to another term? Let's say, I prefer my boyfriend will be more malambing. Then you don't have any expectations kasi malambing na siya, it's just as nakukulangan ka lang sa pagiging malambing ng boyfriend mo. And why do you have to expect your boyfriend to be more malambing ba? Diba? So instead of saying should, change it to I prefer. Para wala expectations, meaning mabigay man niya or hindi, at the end of the day, malambing pa din siya. Then let's change, say, I prefer that for him to be on time. So malate man siya and all, preference mo lang naman na hindi siya malate. Pero lahat naman tayo nalilate. So bakit kailangan natin bigyan ng expectations yung tao? And it will be, say for example, another example, it will be lovely if my partner will be more understanding. Wow, ang ganda ng word lovely. Kesa naman should. Kasi yung should, you demand, you expect. But pag sinabi mo, it will be lovely if my partner will be more understanding. Understanding naman talaga siya eh. Nag-expect ka lang kasi meron kang standard na sineset sa buhay mo. Hence, pag hindi na meet yung expectations, you become more anxious, you become disappointed. Okay, so the other step na na-encounter ko pa yun nga yung wanting to be right all the time. Yan, oh my God, big deal to. Our expectations makes us feel miserable because we believe we are always right. The hard truth that we all need to accept is all of us are not right all the time. Alam mo yon, hindi tayo laging tama. May mga sablay din tayo. Um, like what happened to me before when I was in the Philippines. Yun nga, demand ako ng demand, expect ng call. Kasi feeling ko, pag magjowa, yun yung proper, yun yung tama. I forgot to make him realize na, oo nga no, busy siya. Or siguro nagla-lunch siya. Why do I allow myself to be in that position? Instead, intindihin ko na lang na busy siya kasi nagwo-work siya. And meron dyan yung mga, di ba pagka nagkaroon kayo ng partner, ang proper kasi sa mga mag-boyfriend, yung dapat yung nagko-communicate kayo properly. Yung mga expectations ng mga text messages. Totoo naman talaga na pag nag-text ka, ang option is reply, not ignore. Pero tayo, galit tayo po, ang tagal mag-reply. 2 oras na hindi pa nagre-reply. Galit na galit na tayo. Nung naging mag-boyfriend naman kayo, you never signed an agreement na, hey love, pagka nag-text tayo, 5 minutes lang, dapat nag-reply ka na ha. Or love, dapat ganito ang gagawin mo. Wala naman kayong gano'n na pinirmahan. Wala naman kayong gano'ng kasunduan, diba? The only thing na pinagkasunduan nyo, na mamahalin nyo yung isa't isa. And no expectations dapat yon. Hindi dapat mo nilalagay na Kasi ito yung tama eh. Ito yung dapat kong tama na gawin. Ito yung lagi ko nakikita sa movie, nababasa ko sa mga pocketbooks, sa mga stories and all. Kala mo yun lang, yun, hindi yun laging tama. Meron ka dapat sinasantabi na expectations na hindi mo dapat gawin. Um, like, on a personal note, I am a type of a friend or family member na mapakamusta. Especially, when you live abroad, when you live away from your family, di ba, tama lang naman na yung mga relative mo, yung family mo, will make an effort to make kamusta to you and yung mga friends mo. Eh, nagkataon na ako yung mapakamusta. I always initiate the conversation. Ano magagawa ko gano'n ako, eh. Paano kung nag-expect ako na, "Shit, ba't hindi nila ako tinatawagan? Ano ba 'yan, ang lungkot-lungkot. Ang tagal-tagal ko na dito sa abroad, mag-isa lang ako. Hindi ako tinatawagan ng family ko, hindi ako ini-initiate ng conversation ng family ko, ng mga friends ko. Ano ba 'yan?" So 'pag nainis ako, mada-down lang ako, ma-upset lang ako, ma ma anxious lang ako kasi I expect too much. Ngayon kung hindi ako nag-expect, ang gagawin ko lang naman talaga is kamustahin sila, mag-initiate ng conversation. Ano naman ngayon kung ikaw yung mapa-initiate ng conversation? The fact na you initiated the conversation, naging masaya ka after that conversation because you were able to talk to your family, you were able to find out how's your friend, or what is he doing, or what is she doing, is she, and who knows, sa pagkakamusta mo, meron pala siyang pinagdadaanan. So, naging on time ka pa na na-support yung friend mo. But if you expect people, kasi akala mo yun yung tama na dapat tao will do that to you all the time. Pagka in-expect mo siya, madi-disappoint ka lang talaga. And isa yan sa mga pinakamalaking bagay na lagi kong iniisip na I'm not always right all the time. Kasi pag inisip ko siya, napakalaking disappointment na mabibigay niya sa akin. And yung last na natutunan ko talaga is have no expectations with people at all. Like, wala akong expectations kahit kanino, kahit sa family ko, kahit sa inyo na na-meet ko dito. I have no expectations sa inyo lahat. Kasi, bakit? Bakit ako mag-expect? I mean, ano yung, kung halimbawang nag-message ako kay, sino bang nandito? Kay Duffer. Pag nag-message ako kay Duffer, tapos hindi in-acknowledge ni Duffer yung message ko. Sabihin ko, ano ba yan si Duffer? Ba't hindi niya kami na-message? Samantalang okay naman kami. Or baka naman galit siya. Or baka naman ganito. Ang daming tumatakbo sa isip ko. Bakit ko kailangan i-bother yung sarili ko? Duffer is another person na ang dami niya rin niyang kakilala dito. And busy din siya, may work din siya. And Tony, you have to realize na busy ka din, na nagtatrabaho ka din, 'di ba? So, I have less expectations with people. Like with my podcast. When I started my podcast, it was a passion project because I wanted to be socially relevant. And then, lahat naman ng social media ko, nakalagay yon na I'm doing a passion project, lahat ng episode ko, ina-upload ko, and all. Pero, ang nakakatawa, pag nagpo-post ako sa Facebook, wala pang 10 yung nagla-like nung post ko. Pero 'pag nag-post ako ng picture ko, kahit anong itsura ko, girl, more than 100 siya agad. Tapos 'pag nag-post ako na kumakanta ako, 300 agad 'yan, ilang views agad 'yan. Pero 'pag yung podcast ko, wala pang 10 yung nagla-like. So can you imagine, I expect a lot from people, how would I feel? Wala na, hindi ko na siguro itutuloy yung podcast. And every episode siguro, it will be difficult for me to upload kasi I was expecting so much from people. Hindi ko rin ine-expect na ilan ba yung makikinig sa akin. Basta may makinig, kahit isa, dalawa, feeling ko panalo na ako kasi may nakinig. Pero hindi naman talaga dalawa o tatlo lang yung nakikinig. May mga nakikinig naman. But the point is, when you least expect from people, going back, lagi yung iniisip ko na less disappointed ka, wala kang masyadong galit sa sarili mo. Life is so beautiful, life is so relaxed. Maganda lang yung buhay. Kaya nga lagi Lynn sinasabi ba, how do you come up with that disposition ba, Tony? Parang lagi ang saya mo and all, lagi ka lang positive. Kasi nga, I don't expect a lot from anything. My expectations towards people are really less. And, to achieve such disposition, try to start by lowering your expectations. It is challenging to live a life without expectations, mind you, ha. And because we are so used to having expectations for everything, and we felt bad and guilty when we don't even meet other people's expectations. The truth is, expectations are required for us to function in society. But the problem arises when we fail to give the right significance to expectations, such as expecting more or less than from others. And alam mo, if you can't live without expectations, at least now start by being aware of them and lowering your expectations. And you'll find yourself living a more and happy and fulfilling life.